today we are talking about something that is changing the way people invest in real estate. That's the shortlet business. And I have someone very special here with me, Mr. Nola Adetola is the MD of Veritazi Homes and Property, and is a real estate powerhouse. He understands how to turn property into profits. So, welcome, Mr. Nola.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. What about you?
Amazing. Yeah.
All right, good. So, we are talking about the shortlet space, how the shortlet space is changing, and we want to know what guests should expect. So, we have a few questions for you to dive in. Are we ready to go?
Yes, please.
All right, so we understand that over the years there's been some changes in the property investment, and investors are now, when investors want to book shortlet, they are becoming more picky or adventurous. What do you think? What changes should they look out for when they're trying to book shortlet spaces?
Okay, I think we should just start from the beginning, right? So, first of all, we'll start from the supply side, from the investor side, the people that actually own the shortlet. I think one of the best things that's happened to the real estate space over the years is I don't want to call it the shortlet business, but I'll say the shared apartment business, right?
Okay.
It's a wonderful thing to have in your portfolio. I mean, people now, instead of having one big hotel in, say, New York or London, they now have 4 in Lagos, 5 in Dubai.
They
diversify. And what happens is, from the demand side, younger people now, because they've become very adventurous, people want to work from different places. For example, 2 weeks ago, I called you, say you were in Marbella, Alicante, wherever, and then, so in Alicante, if you want to feel, because an Alicante would then feel like London if you stay in the Marriott there, because all of the people there, they treat you the same way that they would treat you in London. However, if you stay in the shortlet there,
which I did,
then you then feel the culture of Alicante, from your host, to the
home away from home
feel. You can even cook your own food. You can do little things. But I mean, there's a bit of a behavioral shift in school. We call it consumer behavioral economics. And so people now want that home away from home feel, that cultural feel with an hotel experience. And that's the feedback that we've gotten from people that book all of the shortlets, and then from all of us that then supply them, then think, when we have to put spaces together, we have to be it has to be aesthetically pleasing. Some people even go to the extent of putting a chef in the shop.
That means they want to be more adventurous.
They want more adventurous, a chef that can cook the local food, more Instagrammable space, and all of that. So we realized that these people that demand, these people that want more now, and then you have to give them, and then that's a behavioral shift. And then we know that it's a trend that continues, and in the future would also be prepared for it.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, so I got what you said. A lot of people now, they want something more adventurous in booking shortlet spaces. So that should be the focus for investors looking to buy. They should look for a place that would suit the shortlets. Would suit people booking the shortlet space. Thank you very much. So that goes to my next question. So we understand that if we have to talk about Airbnb, even our aunties now say, "I'll just Airbnb." It's like they know where to check because it's like a global name in the space. So has Airbnb and similar platforms, has it changed the way people invest in the shortlet space?
Okay, to be very honest, I would say before Airbnb there was similar platforms, but Airbnb, again, there's a book about Airbnb. It's a strategy book. It's the for disruptive strategy, and then this is how a company disrupted the hospitality space, and was fought by some of the biggest hotels in the world, right? So it's changed everything. Some 20 years ago, 30 years ago, who could think that you can actually have your house right?
And then convert it into money making.
Yeah, convert it to money making. Or a stranger can actually be in your house and you make money while you're away. Or who could also think that, you know what, you can just go into a space that you don't know nothing about their security, and they host randomly that you don't even know is hosting you, right? So I'll say that Airbnb disrupted that space, and then now, I mean, everything is decentralized. You know, we can be the host. You can also be the
property manager.
The property manager. You can, you know, a lot of money can be made, and this is what we tell people. Myself as a developer, it's what we tell people. Like, you know, a lot of people call me to say, look, I'm trying to buy this property, fully detached, wherever, swimming pool, this in this space. And I'm like, that's wonderful for you, but what's your portfolio saying? And then when they told me their portfolio, I'm like, you know what, I think that money should be converted into buying 5 apartments, so that you can be a host, and then you can
also
make a
generate
lot of money,
more money out of it.
And then when you come to Nigeria for 30 December, what's the thing that they call, you know, you can also stay and
enjoy the best of both worlds.
You know, and enjoy the best of both worlds. So I think Airbnb is a wonderful platform. You know, the adoption was late before people, but as soon as people adopted it, you know, it was fantastic. I can't since they've been in, it's only in the COVID year that they've not run more successfully. But after that, you know, everything has been good, and yeah.
And it's still going to continue like that. It's like it's a continuum.
Yeah, it's a continuum.
All right, thank you. So for investors that are just entering the market, right, what are the common mistakes they should look out for and in starting the shortlet business, and what would you advise them to do before they go into the shortlet business? Because you realize that much as we understand that location is very key, some people just feel that because we're talking about the shortlet space, they can just book anywhere, maybe go anywhere. I want to rent this space. What would you advise them in starting the shortlet business, in going into it?
To be very honest, I'll tell you again. I mean, as much as you try to say that location is not the most important thing,
whoever says that,
it's still the most important thing, to be honest, right?
Okay.
So historically, I mean, from data, we've found out that, you know, I also have a lot of properties in Lagos and, you know, some other parts of the world, and I figure out that a location that's, you know, close to hospitality, that's close to the, you know, industrialization, centralization, where people work from, hospitals, schools, all of those things are very quick to go in the market. It's always been like that, you know. So say, for example, in Lagos, you know, the Ikate, the Lekki, the VI, Ikoyi, you know, very wonderful.
And some parts of the mainland as well.
Yeah, and some part of the mainland. And then, yeah, it's very, and then again, I also want the people to know that holiday makers now have a lot of options as well. So when you put a space down, you have to make sure that it's very aesthetically pleasing, and then you have to consider cost of energy, you know. And that's why, you know, for me, I like that when people want to have apartments in the building, they should have 2 or 3, you know, so that maybe they're trying to use solar,
so that it can conserve
conserve energy, right? Because actually that's what sends most of the people out
back in, because of the consumption and all of that.
Cost of energy right now, you know. So I mean, you have a house manager, your space is neat, aesthetically pleasing. Again, like I said, this Instagrammable, because all of the women now want to take good pictures in where they stay. Right. I mean, I think you are in for a kill, and then you're going to make a whole lot of money. You know, imagine making a lot of money every day from your apartments, and the capital gain is still there. You know, capital appreciation, which is insane in Nigeria. You know, properties that we sold for 40 million 2 years ago now sells for 200 million.
Triple the price at the moment.
Yeah, almost 200 million. The property that we sold for, I mean, I've seen situations that even the properties that I bought for 300 million is now 1 point something billion.
In Ikoyi, I can attest to that.
Yeah.
I can attest to
this
that.
property was bought for 320 million. This one we are right now.
Maybe some years ago.
Yeah, some years ago, and now it's almost 2 billion.
There was a deal we recently closed in Ikoyi. As at the time we went there, it was going for 850 million, and then the investor was dilly-dallying, and I want to check back, and they get a discount and all. By the time we went there 2 weeks after, they had to buy it for 1.1 billion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, and then, that's it. So, it goes to what we tell investors as well, that when they see something, it's just ideal for them to key in at the right time to avoid.
So the capital appreciation in Nigeria is the best that I have seen in the world, right? I don't think I've seen anyone, property double, triple in price in a few years, right?
Within a short
period of time. And so imagine getting that and still getting ROIs on your shortlet. I mean,
getting the daily money. For me, maybe because I'm more of a second person, I like that daily money. So that's why I always advocate about shortlet to people, especially when you have properties in good location that fits that purpose of shortlet. So it goes beyond, because people don't really do the traditional renting anymore. So if you have the opportunity to make money on a daily basis, why not?
It's fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so this goes to my next question. Now we want our investors to win. What advice would you give to people going into the shortlet business, and considering that the travelers' needs are changing? What advice would you give to them? For people watching this video now, for our investors, what would you advise them?
Oh, yeah. So I think mostly what I usually get from foreign investors, and because most people that buy properties, maybe from the US and the UK, diaspora markets, right? Is if I buy the property in Naira and then convert it to dollars, and the Naira has depreciated against the dollar, and then my answer would be, that's not how investors think. As a good, sophisticated investor that I am as well, diversification is key. So buying property in Nigeria and in Dubai and in London and in America is diversification, diversifying across geographical regions. That's what we call it in portfolio management. So the bills that you have in Nigeria, whatever you've invested in Nigeria, the Naira takes care of that bill.
Exactly my point.
And then you consider it as
an investment in the country, your home country.
Right? So for example, my properties in Dubai, in the UAE, the dirhams that I make from that take care of my wherever I get
wherever you are in that Asian
or around that place. And the same thing in London, and the same thing in America, and I never try to convert. Obviously I make most of my money in Naira, but I never really try to convert and say, in dollars and stuff. I think that's not how to properly invest. Again, even in stock, right? When you invest in stock and then you invest in Nigerian equities, American equities, and people try to get capital gain in stocks and convert it to dollar. I'm like, why are you converting? This is Nigerian company. This is Nigerian company.
So
stay in Nigeria, right? So it's part of your money. So I think that they should learn to know that investment in Nigeria is diversification across the geographical region, which is really, really needed, because at the end of the day, this is where we all come from, and this is the only place in the world that you can never be stripped of your citizenship.
Exactly, right? No place like home.
No place like home. That's number one. That's from portfolio management, right? And then secondly, I've had people say, they try to take Nigerian mortgages to buy property and stuff. That's a no-no. Nigerian mortgages are very expensive. Just find a developer that has good payment plan, and then key into it,
structure,
and then a proper structured payment, right? And again, I'm a fan of not buying just one property in the building to save a lot of cost, right? So you save cost of workers, right? So if you're trying to do
facility management and all of that,
if you're trying to do shortlet business, imagine you have someone one apartment here, one apartment in Ikoyi, one apartment in Ikeja, so you have different workers presumably,
and then you're going to be consuming a whole lot more.
So you're going to pay them more. You're going to much more energy cost and different, but I would say that, you know what, buy one or two or three in the property, so you can, you know, save the cost of workers, cost of energy, cost of a lot of other things that, you know, can just service, you know, all three. And then and different other advices by, you know what, by buying from a reputable company,
which is very important.
Yeah, a reputable developer, a reputable company, which is very important, you know, and the other things. So if I'm going to give advice, that's what I'm going to say, because investment have to be safe first before ROI.
Yeah, so before you get the returns. Exactly. Yeah, because if you don't buy right, there's no how you get
so
good returns.
People always put ROI first before safety in investment. That's not good.
Yeah,
that's not.
You should buy right, then think about the returns.
So your investment, every portfolio, in every, you know, real estate, in commodities, in stocks, you know,
every investment you find yourself, yeah,
it has to be safe first, right first, then and then
returns comes.
You know, comes. And then if you do all of that, I think you're going to
you're good to go. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this goes to my final question before we talk about the product. Let's look into the future now. What do you think the shortlet business will still be in the next 3 to 5 years in Nigeria? Do you think it will still be hot or slow down? What do you think?
In all honesty, I think it stands the test of time.
Okay. Why do you think so?
I think that since 2009, that, you know, is it 2009? I should presume 2009, that the Airbnb came and popularizes the shortlet business all across the world. You know, the what we call in Nigeria cabarros in the hospitality space. They've tried to fight them, you know, with everything, with regulations, with compliance, with tax, with this. Oh, are they not gonna pay tax? Are they gonna do this?
But they're unbreakable.
They're unbreakable. You know, because what happens is you can fight one person and win, but when something is decentralized, you know, like too many people doing it, you know, it's too hard.
It's gonna be difficult to break into the world.
You know. Yeah. So I'd say that people always find a way around it. You know, especially in Nigeria, that the tourism is now, you know, skyrocketing every day. You know, like last year, December, I'm not going to say any figure, but I personally made insane amount of money from Shortlet.
I can imagine. I also made a whole lot of money as well. That's why we just feel there's need to also spread the gospel.
Yeah. And
the news is even out there. The figures are out there.
Yeah. I would think that the figures are not correct. I would think that the figures are way more than that, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure you got the reasons for saying that. Maybe you probably got like 3/4 of that figure out there.
I think
so tell us now. Maybe you actually got like 3/4 of the figures out there. So you thought, oh no, this is not it.
Yeah, because
it was like triple of this.
You know, they said wherever millions of dollars was made from even restaurants and clubs, right?
Yeah.
So one popular restaurant in Lagos, two actually, myself, they're my friend, right? Okay. So we just sat down, we're talking, and two of them alone made 1/3 of all the money.
Can you imagine? As if I knew. Yeah, because I was with someone and he said, Ari, I think these figures are not right, because we personally made about 1/3 of these figures. Yeah. So I think it should be more.
So everybody was just laughing. I'm like, I know how much I made from Shortlet. You know, you can't say the whole of Lagos made this.
I think tiny
this is, you know. Bit. So, but I mean, that's a good one, right? And it's the first time in history that everywhere is booked out. You know, people are happy. You know, the local businesses are booming. You know, the PR is out there. You know, which day I tried to book a flight ticket for my mom for December. You know, it's December. I tried to book in March. Everything,
and then it's going up. Yeah, because it's peak period. You know, what do you expect?
Everybody is trying to book. You know, it's wonderful time for the Nigerian shortlet business. I think everyone should be in it. To be honest, that's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So before we wrap up, let's talk about one of your hottest properties, Camberwell Advantage 5. I know it's you have 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom there, and you know, like we rightly said, we talked about shortlet before. I always tell clients that when we advertise a place, when we say we have 15 units here, if you are in a group, it's best to just buy. That way you're going to save a lot of cost. even if you are not able to buy 2 3, if you buy one, you have your group of people buy. We have Mr. A to Z buy into this. You're going to save more costs and make more money. How do I mean? Save more costs in the sense that you're going to be paying the same cleaner. That means you're going to do a share of the payment, facility management, and all of that. So what makes Camberwell Advantage a hot buy for clients? Why should they consider buying Camberwell Advantage 5?
When we conceptualized the idea of Camberwell Advantage 5 and 5NX, we designed it to, I am one person that I'm not just a supplier of properties into the market.
Yeah.
I also invest. I'm probably one of the developers that also buy from developers.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you have property in this space? I don't have this space. For example, I don't have project on the mainland yet, and I have properties on the mainland. See, so I know the dynamics of both. From being on the right side and being on the left side. Yeah. So when we conceptualize projects, we put this in mind, and then one of the things that we put in mind is the property that would come with capital appreciation, and then obviously a lot of cash flow for our clients. Because what's the essence of people buying from you and you're not creating capital gains for them, So we designed that the 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, and 4-bedroom. The 4-bedroom is already finished. We're handing over that one. I think this May.
This May, yeah.
Right, and then the 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom is under construction. All right, and then one of the things that we consider highly is location. First of all, location. Then we try to do the quality, look at the quality of the project, and then we look at other things that surrounds it. Right, we do not try to sell too high so that we do not max it for our clients, so that they are not able to get capital gains. Right, we try to make sure that from day one there's already equity in the project. Right, and then that's why even with great quality, wonderful artisanship and all the things that we use, we still try to sell a bit lower than
the market price.
What's happening in the market. So at least from day one you have like 10-20% equity in the property. So Camberwell 5, a very unique project. We think that by next year our investors will be smiling to the bank. We also have a partnership with one of the best facility managers, because what happens is if the facility managers are not great, the shortlet business suffers.
That's right.
Yeah, it suffers. So we have that, and then so anyone that's going to help them manage the shortlet or wherever gets an easy job, and then just rolling money for them. So it's a unique one, great quality, good artisanship, equity from the starts, capital gain, wonderful location, and then we think that just make it the best and the most right project.
Okay, then do you also want to talk about the maybe pricing and then the flexibility of payment plan? Because I know that from our discussion, it's going from 150 million, and then we also talked about like a slight discount, and then also the spread payment for up to 12 or 18 months. So when is the completion of this project?
We're going to complete it next year.
Okay.
The project that we were delivering the terraces this year, May, then the apartment next year, and then the payment can be spread for like 12 months. Since I do not favor Nigerian banks mortgage, I try to make the payment very flexible for investors, and obviously if they're buying in bulk we can give discounts as well. And then currently right now even at 150 we're selling below market price.
I can attest to that compared to other properties around there.
And then it's quality construction or nothing.
That's right. So how many units of this 2-bedroom do we have that you want to go sell at the moment?
I think almost 20.
Almost 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Nola. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and experience.
Thank you very much.
And with us, you have broken it down in a way that everybody watching should understand this. And then, for everybody looking to invest into the shortlet space, we have something very amazing for you. The location is checked. I mean, it ticks all boxes when it comes to investors' delight. So, thank you so much, Mr. Nola.
You're welcome.
It's good to have you. All right, then.